All right, what is happening, you guys? It is December 31st of 2022. This is the last training that you guys will see for this year. I'm excited to have a chance to sit in front of you guys and provide you with absolutely as much value as I can before we close this year out and head into 2023, which is going to be fucking huge for all of us. I am affirming that for myself. And I'm affirming that for you guys because I fucking know that you can do it. So what we're going to cover today is something that many of you guys probably already know. So if you already know this, cool, you might learn something. If not, if you're struggling to make margins that are more than 10, 12, 15%, I'm going to walk you through some of the math and the process around this whole concept of either finding your niche or creating a niche to where you're not competing with somebody for the same types of products. Okay. So give me 1 second. I'm in Zoom. I got to figure out how I can share my screen with you guys. It's easy to do in Zoom, but I want to make sure that it shows up here. Cool. So in this video, I believe that you guys can see this. We're going to cover a Glock 19 Gen 5, right? So what I did was I went to RSR and I pulled the data directly from here. Obviously, there's no units in stock, but this is a Glock. The prices are generally always the same, right? We have dealer cost, we have MSRP and retail map, right? You guys all know this, right? So I have it here, right? We have a Glock 19 Gen 5. And there's going to be some caveats in this video, and I'm going to walk you through that stuff when we get to that point. Okay. So this isn't like something that everybody can do, but this is something that if you are set up properly, and I'll talk through what I mean by that as well. This is a way that you can totally set yourself apart, and it's really easy to do. Okay. So right here we have cost, right? We have the 475, we have MSRP, and we have MAP. Most people aren't paying MSRP for this shit. Like, let's just be real. Most people are not buying these guns and paying MSRP. Many of you guys are selling things at MAP, right? So we're going to use margin at MAP. So to find that margin at MAP, we have our sale cost minus our cost of goods sold divided by our sale cost. And that actually comes out to be like 0.118 or something like that, right? So 11%, 12%, right? That's what most of you guys are hitting. Like, that's not a lot, right? If you think about that, if you sell $100,000 in gross, you're going to net, and this isn't even like counting like your power bill and all this other bullshit, right? Like a 12% margin, you're going to make 12K selling 100. Like, you're not going to be in it for very long doing that unless you can figure out a way to set yourself apart. Okay, so we'll come down here and we'll grab my our fix, right? This is our fix. This is our solution to this problem. And again, like I said, many of you guys are gonna be like, oh, cool, I already know this shit. Awesome, awesome. This is really where it's at, right? So these numbers, I'm not a Cerakoder. I don't have a laser engraver. I'm not an 07. I don't know what the costs are, but these are my estimates based on people that I've chat with. Your costs might be way different depending on like if you buy Cerakote in bulk and whatever your power bill costs and all this other shit is, right? The one thing, so here's a caveat, right? The one thing that I am not factoring in here is what that machinery cost you in the first place, right? If you're buying like a $40,000 laser engraver and like 30K worth of Cerakote shit, like that's a huge investment, right? My suggestion at that point would be to sell something before you buy all this equipment to fund buying the equipment, right? I've done other videos. An example of that is Aero Precision comes out with they might still be doing it. I'm assuming that they're still doing it, but they send out an email and you go on their website and it says, hey, we're coming out with a builder set for next month. It is fucking snow camo for Christmas, right? With little Santa Clauses on it, right? And they pre-sell all this shit, right? So they pre-sell, 250, 500, 1,000 of these things or however much. They collect the cash and then they reinvest that cash into paying somebody to do it for them, right? So if you don't have the equipment, my suggestion is to partner with somebody that does until you can buy your own equipment, okay? Before all of that, if you guys are not an 07 or whatever other stipulations that you guys probably know a lot more about the legal stuff than I do. Like I'm a marketer, right? And a salesman, and that type of thing, right? But you guys might know a little bit more about exactly what's required. But generally, I recommend that if you are not an 07, you fucking should be. You should be an 07, 02 at minimum. The reason being is because this allows you to modify something before you 4473 it to somebody and then have to take possession back to do gunsmithing, right? That's bullshit. In order to get around that, spend the fucking money. It's really not expensive to be an 07 other than the insurance. Figure out something there, right? Whatever you have to do. But you're going to make way better margins. And I'm going to walk you through that right now. So there's the caveat in there, right? It's some of the equipment is expensive. Cool. Partner with somebody that does the stuff, that does the work, and chop that margin or whatever. You'll see down here, we're going to get to a 39% margin just using this example, right? You can plug in your own numbers and do whatever you need to do. But this is a 39% margin, right? You can still cut like 15 points out of that and still be way above the 12 right here, right? So figure out what you need to do for your individual situation. This is not like telling you exactly what to do. These are just my suggestions based on people that I've seen that do really well in the industry and have set themselves apart. Okay, so let's walk through this, right? Cerakote, we're adding 220 to the cost, right? So if we say like 539, I'm sorry, 475, I might have even done the math wrong on this. This actually might even be even better than I had set it up to be. But the way that we're doing this is we're going off of, we want to sell the new product for $849. Okay, so if we're in 475 and we want to sell it for $849, our cost is going to be, if we do Cerakote and laser, our cost is going to be $475 plus the $44, right? So that puts us at 519. Okay, so if we do the same equation as above, we do 849 minus 519, which is our cost of goods sold, right? It's the cost of the gun itself. It is the cost of the Cerakote for us and the cost of the lasering for us. That puts us at 519. So 849 minus 519 divided by 849 puts us at a 39% margin, right? That is like triple the margin of the gun itself. Okay, what do we do for the Cerakote and the laser, right? People are already doing that. Davidson's is doing that with their, Talos doing that. Davidson's has, I can't remember what it's called, but they do their own thing, right? They were just implementing that when I was a rep there. But do something different, right? A lot of people really, if we take it back to when Trump was in office, there was many manufacturers that were laser engraving guns that said like Trump 45. I know y'all have seen that. I know you guys have all seen the Magpul magazines that have like the bars and it'll be Hillary or Joe Biden or whoever the fuck, right? The point behind that is you can even take a Magpul magazine and have like a 50, an 80, 100% margin on it by sitting it under a laser engraver for 6 minutes or however long it takes, right? My ideal suggestion for you guys would be to find an actual niche, right? There's a company that I know of, and I might not be able to bring them up because I planned on doing another video about them. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find them. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this. So some of you guys have probably already seen this. One of you guys just showed this to me. These guys kill it. Mountainside Outfitters. Literally, they have created their own niche by doing this exact shit, right? They're doing laser engraving and Cerakoting, right? But then what they do is they get these like guitar cases and things like that. That they've become known for, right? They went viral on social media for having these like guitar cases and these exotic colored guns. You can see their shop is all these exotic colors. But like right here, right? So you have a Radical Firearms, which is like, I don't know cost on that, but that's got to be like what, a $300 AR. you know, maybe a little bit more. This one looks like it's one of the fancier ones or whatever, but this is a fucking cheap AR. They took a guitar case, which they get at cost. They have something set up for that. They laser cut out the foam and they dropped a couple things in there. And this is now a niche product, right? Look at that, 888. These dudes are absolutely killing it. This is like your ideal niching. This is people that have figured out how to completely set themselves apart. And the thing here is that this is not competing with anything. Many of you guys are running into trouble because you're competing with everybody. Like many of you guys haven't, you know, maybe haven't even realized that you guys all in here, you guys are all competing against each other, right? I don't want to encourage an environment of you guys going against each other. I want us all to cooperate, but at a larger level as you guys scale, and you're pushing national SEO and social media and things like that, you guys are literally fucking competing against each other, right? So the goal here would not be to compete against each other. The goal here would be to figure out a way to set yourself apart. I'm not going to be able to tell you exactly what you need to do. So this is your shit. You guys need to figure out your own stuff. Many of you guys get like mad and you're like, I don't know how to find a niche. Fucking figure it out. I can't hold everybody's hand and walk you guys through what niche you need to be in, but you guys need to figure out something, because if you are at these numbers here, if you guys are here with this 12% margin, like, dude, y'all aren't going to be in business very long. That's nothing. Again, you sell 100K and you take home 12, you're going to pay 12 in taxes on that 100K. You're going to have nothing left over, right? That's, again, that's not including like whatever your power bill is. Like this is just on the products themselves, right? So I hope this is helpful for you guys. I hope this is kind of like an eye opener for 2023. Like y'all need to figure out something that's going to set you apart. And that's really going to help you for the rest of your whole career in the firearms industry. If you're not competing against anybody, or let's say out of that 100% market share, you're only competing against 3% of people because they offer something maybe niche that's similar to what you do, you're going to have a lot more market share of that 2% than the 100% that you're fighting against in a red ocean that's full of blood and there's sharks everywhere, right? If you guys haven't read The Blue Ocean Strategy, it's a really good book. Let me pull it up. Blue Ocean Strategy. This is a really good book. Renee, I can't even pronounce that name. This is a really good book, and it's dedicated directly into the concept of creating a blue ocean where you can feed as the one shark, and there's not a bunch of other sharks around you, right? So if you guys don't read Audible or whatever you need to do, there's like summaries on here, I believe, that like you can go on Audible and get a summary of the book. So you can kind of get an idea of the concept. But again, I hope this kind of helps break down some of the stress around like, oh my gosh, I'm doing all this work and I'm taking home 12% or 10% or whatever. This is what you need to do. You can figure out a different way to niche, but like this would be my suggestion on what to do. And again, the way that I would do that would be to, that's not what I wanted to do, but whatever. The way that I would do that would be to, if you do not have the equipment, find somebody to partner with that has it, make sure to do this math. And this is just basic math. There's other math that you should be doing to find out your actual net, as far as like, again, I mentioned it earlier, like your power bills, the cost of like the, you know, this is supposed to be inclusive of like the serial coding and that type of stuff. So like make sure to include all of that stuff in there so that your numbers line up properly. But I really hope that this helps you guys kind of understand that there's really two ways to niche down. There's not two ways, but there's different types of niching down, right? You can just take the same product and modify it a little bit and then offer it at a higher price point. Or you can be like, we're only wheel guns. All we do is wheel guns, or we only do ARs, or we only do long range precision and things like that. So I'm going to have more content down the road on other ways of niching down. However, my primary focus moving forward, just to let you guys know, there's enough information here in the guides that you guys should be able to be doing like 10, 15, 20K a month just through like social media and local SEO that I've taught you guys how to do in this group. So moving forward, a lot of the focus in this group is going to be moving towards people that have larger businesses. Okay. So if you're not there, totally cool. Use the guides in the group, do the shit. It's going to help you to get to 10 to 15K a month at minimum. Once you guys get to that higher point, we do have some systems that I would recommend you at least chatting with me with to see if it would be a good fit for you guys to help you move forward and get past that 15, 30, 40, 60, 100K months, right? So that's something that we can chat about if you guys get to that point where you feel like you need that type of help. Cool. I'm going to wrap this up. I hope you guys all have an awesome new year. I hope it's safe. Whether you guys drink or not or whatever, have somebody else drive, all that fun stuff. So have a good one. I will catch you guys next year. Goofy pun. Take care, guys. Bye.